It's currently 10:01 p.m. I'm almost done with all the dimples for the green Titleist golf ball polystyrene drawing project. And over the past few hours, I've been working on the dimples. Though I'll be going to bed within an hour or so to stay on a good sleep schedule. This is spaghetti that Dad's mom made and gave to him and me the other day. While Dad was visiting his parents. And it's only just now that we're getting around to eating it. Though Dad added the mozzarella cheese, everything else is by Dad's mom. That might be a piece of spare rib. To go with the spaghetti and meatballs. Around 10:30 in the morning, I had 2 peanut butter and jelly bagel sandwiches with my first cup of plain coffee. Out of either the morning pot Dad made today or a leftover cup from yesterday's morning pot, since I only had about one in the morning yesterday, and by the time I got back to Dad's place, it was too late to have coffee without messing up my sleep schedule. I recall falling asleep today around 1 in the morning, despite going to bed around midnight. 15 minutes after midnight. And I recall waking up around 9 ish in the morning. Though I didn't really get up until about 10 in the morning. Or so. I recall going downstairs to get a cup of coffee and breakfast, and was pleasantly surprised to see Dad was still in the living room. I assumed he had work today, but it turns out he had off today. Around 3:45 p.m., I had some, I believe, loaded fries. Half of a, if I recall, it might be called a tostito or a fajita. If I recall correctly, I think it's more likely the latter. And some chips with queso, along with one of these. The food was stuff Dad's friend Maggie gave to him yesterday. And today, Dad shared some of that food with me. I primarily dipped the queso into chips. But once it got low, I dipped a few of the loaded fries for the rest. Between breakfast and lunch, I had 3 to 4 cups of plain coffee, roughly from 10:30 in the morning to 2 p.m. at the latest. from 2 to 3 p.m., I helped my dad clean up the basement by first sweeping any objects too large for a vacuum cleaner into a dustpan, and then emptying the contents of the dustpan into a cardboard box, and then vacuuming the floor of the basement area. Around this same late morning, early mid late afternoon period, I first went back to Crush, got some more badges on that. Then I went on Chef Last Stand on Congregate. Got about 2 badges from that game. This seems to be a piece of meatloaf. Grandma made this, but Dad added it to the spaghetti and meatballs dish. Good meatloaf. And then I went back to Crush. I currently have 9 out of 19 badges for Crush. And for Chef Last Stand, last time I recall having 2 out of 7 badges for that game. For Chef Last Stand, the frying pans and the blowtorch are the best weapons. I've been on those games in between putting on Dimples for the green Titleist golf ball. Around this same time, I also edited and uploaded the June 11 my dinner video. Preparing for the open interview for bus attendant that Mom will be taking me to tomorrow, and also applying for a stocking associate position at the Wegmans that is nearest to Dad's place. Though I wasn't done applying for that Wegmans position and figuring out what needed to be done for me to be ready for the open interviews for bus attendant until about 5 p.m.